I wish to share some slides with you today for preparing ourselves for the topic of economic benefits, and inform you that we have created a repository of tools and resources on the 11 mandatory key issue areas that INSTO observatories are required to monitor. This is available on the INSTO website, where you can access all the tools and resources that we have put there. These tools and resources are not only relevant for observatories, for the INSTO members, but I think for any destination that deals with the topic of sustainability. When talking about economic benefits, then we have under the area of economic benefits posted the most relevant publications that we consider highly relevant when you talk about the measurement of economic benefits. The first one that is mentioned here is an excerpt from the book on indicators of sustainable development of tourism destinations, the guidebook on indicators of the year 2004, that we in UNWTO consider highly relevant, as it has all the key issue areas and many other areas for measuring sustainability in tourism on destination level. There are several hundreds of indicators available in several issue areas, but also other UNWTO publications on indicators on measurement issues, as well as the last one that you can see here from the OECD. So all these listed publications we consider relevant when you're dealing with the topic of measuring economic benefits in a destination or a community. Having said this, this is the book that I'm referring to, the Indicators of Sustainable Development for Tourism Destinations from the year 2004. And in this book, when you go into the topic of economic benefits, that is considered a baseline issue. So from all the issue areas that we have, they have selected some baseline issue areas that are highly relevant for all destinations. And among these baseline issue areas, like the economic benefits one, we have also selected from the hundreds of indicators, so-called baseline indicators, in the hope that these are the usable and highly utilized indicators that would allow destinations to start measurements in these areas, but also in the hope that destinations can compare these indicators used among each other. So that means you have in this indicators book a lot of descriptions in the economic benefits section, and there are listed 33 indicators. And these 33 indicators, when you talk about economic benefits for the destinations, are divided in the issue of employment, business investment in tourism, tourism revenue, that are what we know very well, I think, all of us, but also community expenditures, net economic benefits, changes in cost living, and other indicators that are not listed here. That means in all these areas, we have 33 indicators that I have listed here. That means here on the left side, you will see the listing of these indicators. The ones in bold are the so-called baseline indicators. So baseline indicator 2.1 would be number of local people employed in tourism, and the other one would be 213, revenues generated by tourism as percentage of total revenues generated in the community. In addition of this exercise, we have done a listing of other indicators that we could see from ITIS, from the European Tourism Indicator System, but also from the GSTC and from the OECD that you can see here listed. The next step that we undertook was going to all our observatories, the more than 30 that we have, and see which indicators they are using in the field of economic benefits. So here you can see an overview. Listed in the front row, you have the 33 indicators. In yellow, the baseline indicators, but also above the ETIS and the GSTC ones. So here, when you go on the left side, you see the names of our observatories, the ones from China and Australia, and from the Asian region as are to be seen here, and from Indonesia in the end. You see which indicators they are using. I have the second slide here is from the other remaining observatories from Europe mostly, but also from the Americas. So having said this, what we did as a next step is to see what are the most commonly used indicators in this particular field. And the finding is here to be seen, namely 213, the baseline indicator, revenues generated by tourism as percentage of total revenue generated in the community, but also 231, the inbound tourism average expenditure per day. I think this is very familiar to every one of us, and the total average length of stay of the visitor in the community or in the destination. So having said this, this is a brief overview, an ongoing work that we are doing. We are revising all the annual reports that INSTO members are submitting on an annual basis, but also so-called preliminary reports by observatories that are submitted by them when they are applying for membership in INSTO. So these revisions of these documents helps us to compile this information. And this is a beginning step for working further on indicators to see which ones are out there, which ones exist, which are more often used, and how maybe to harmonize them to a certain extent in the future. And with this, I give back to Dirk. Thank you very much. Dirk, if you want to add some comments on this, thank you.